huge price hikes for prescription drugs. They're enough to make some people sick. There's been a strong backlash against Mylan, the manufacturer of EpiPens, in recent weeks. A 2-pack of the life-saving allergy medication will now cost $616. The price in 2013 was $249. For parents of kids with allergies, having enough EpiPens handy is a must.
It's terrifying as a parent. This January, Austin did have an anaphylactic reaction. At this time, we still don't know what caused it.
Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey joined other senators signing this letter, expressing concern with the repeated and significant price increases and asking the company to explain a new plan to offer a cheaper generic option. Critics have also been horrified by the compensation from Mylan CEO Heather Bresch. In 2007, she made $2.4 million. Last year, she hauled in $19 million. Now take a look at Dan Wasserman's cartoon in the Boston Globe today. "I thought EpiPens prevent shock," says one doctor. The other replies, "Until patients see the cost, the CEO pay, the tax avoidance, and the lobbying expenses." That kind of hits the nail on the head, as good political cartoons do, but this, unfortunately, is no laughing matter. So how can drug companies operate this way? Joining me are Steve Peiser, Associate Professor of Health Sciences at Northeastern University, Deborah Drew, CEO and President of Drew Quality Group, a nonprofit that works to increase access to high-quality generic drugs, and Enrique Seoane, an Associate Professor at the Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Thank you all for coming in. So let me start by asking you, what should the EpiPen cost? It's $600 plus right now for a 2-pack. What's an appropriate cost?
I think that's a hard question to answer with certainty, but we can look around the world and see what other countries are paying, generally around $200. It's closer to what it cost some years ago, and that's probably a reasonable price. And if there was adequate competition in this market, that's probably what it would cost.
So, right, and so I say competition. Yeah. So now competition is the thing in the generic market. Back in the 1980s, when we first created the generic market, it was about making access for drug products. Because before that market was created, everything was an innovative and a patented product. So the generic market is about creating competition and about reducing prices. Right. So, I mean, in reality, the cost of manufacturing the product is probably a lot less than the $200.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Epinephrine is a very old product. We have seen this product in the market for over 40 years already. Therefore, the cost of the product is not the main issue. The main issue is the cost of the pen, a new delivery system.
Let me just clarify one thing. Well, actually, before I do that, I should offer a disclaimer here. I do have a child with a peanut allergy. I have purchased many EpiPens and will be purchasing many more, so I want to put that on the table so people know where I'm coming from. Just so I'm clear, the EpiPen is not a generic, right? I mean, there's no generic equivalent. They've introduced their authorized generic at Mylan.
Well, I mean, there are generic versions. The idea is that a product becomes a generic once it's off patent. So the generic industry, basically the first company that introduces a product that competes with the innovative product takes about 45% of the market. Then you have the second one, it takes another 45%. Once a product is off patent, it pretty much can be a generic. Whether someone gets into the market and produces a product that competes, there are other manufacturers that produce things that are like an EpiPen, but are not specifically called an EpiPen.
And they've had some regulatory problems, right?
Oh, we have first the generic product, that is generic, is an old product, and then we have the pen. And the company has a patent for the pen. Right. Therefore, no other company may manufacture this product using the technology patented for the pen. And that means that the FDA is not going to approve any generic drug using the same technology. Therefore, if you go to the pharmacy with a prescription for this product, the pharmacist has to issue this product because there is not alternatives interchangeable that the FDA has approved.
There's been an ongoing effort, right, by other manufacturers to create comparable products with slightly different delivery systems, and they haven't worked out, right? Why not?
Well, they've had some difficulty getting approved by the regulators, and that's okay. We need the regulators to scrutinize these products for safety and effectiveness, and the regulators are doing their job. Unfortunately, that process takes a long time. Right. So what's happened in the case of this product and some other products is that ambitious business people who are making these products recognize that it's going to take a matter of years for competitors to get into the market, and they're raising the prices while they have temporary monopoly power, even though they don't have the patent protection that Debbie mentioned.
Right,
earlier.
because I mean, yes, it is. This is a dual product, so it's the actual product itself, but it's the medical device that delivers the product. Now, a type of auto injector, which the EpiPen is, there have been versions of auto injectors that have been around for decades. When I was in the military, I used to carry an EpiPen as part of your NBC kit, and it didn't look like the ones that the children carry or that most people carry today. But there have been versions of EpiPens, auto injectors around for decades, and so the idea is that the monopolies that are created are by having your doctor write EpiPen on the prescription. Now, if they wrote, oh, you need an epinephrine auto-injector, then that opens the door for other versions of the pen.
And so why don't they write you need an epinephrine auto-injector?
Well, the patients understand very well how to use this type of products. Therefore, there is a patient preference also, in a way that the parents, the children, the caregivers understand very well how to use this product. They don't want to change to other product that maybe cost less, but is more difficult to use.
Is it also a question of marketing? Because I know that they do outreach with schools. They give away free EpiPens in schools.
So I think marketing plays a role. What I would say plays a larger role is who actually pays the price and when. So these products are typically covered by insurance. So the parent doesn't usually pay the marginal dollar. Now
Thank God, I would say, from my biased viewpoint.
And my family as well. However, we do pay it in our insurance premiums a little bit later. So by sort of socializing that extra cost, it gets hidden from the consumer a little bit.
And is that why people who've talked about the situation and analyzed it are not that impressed by the manufacturer's decision to, say, give out coupons for $300 to get your EpiPen, or increase assistance for lower income people to get them?
That's right, because all that does is it shifts more of the cost from the patient themselves onto the insurance plan, and then we all pay for that in our premiums later.
And sometimes it might be also complex for the patients to access to this type of benefits that the pharmaceutical company provides.
I want to talk about price increases with some other drugs and find out if the same thing's going on here. In an effort to control costs, the Attorney General in Vermont routinely requests pricing data from pharmaceutical companies when there's a big increase in a drug's price. Here's some of what they found over the past year. Permethrin, used to treat head lice, is up 50%. Arthritis drug Humira jumped 28%. Prevacid, for the treatment of acid reflux, is up 21%. And the cholesterol reducer Crestor is up 21% as well. Are these situations analogous to what we've seen with the EpiPen, or is something different going on here?
With a couple of the products that you've listed, they're still on patent, and so they're actually coming to the end of the life cycle. If you read trade magazines in reference to the manufacturers and the sale of drug product, there are standard playbooks that you follow. When you're getting close to the end of your patent protection, then you drive the price up to maximize the amount of money that you can get from the product in the market to be able to build a war chest to then protect yourself against generic competition. So where you can do the pay to delay deals and you can do other marketing processes. So several of those products, you're looking at them reaching the end of their life cycle for their patents. So you see the pricing there. Go ahead.
Where we are seeing the biggest increases in prices, in general terms, is in the brand name products. And all of them are brand names. Some of them have still the patent, others don't have the patent. In this case, we are talking about brand name products. And in the case of the drug we are evaluating, it's not possible for the pharmacist to interchange the drug when they get a prescription for this drug.
I have one more
in other
question.
cases, it will be possible.
It's a biggie, and you have to answer quickly. I'm afraid you do get the last word. However, we saw a one-time solution here, sort of social media shaming, and the company has backed off a little bit. Right. What's the best structural solution you would come up with to avoid the sort of price hiking in the future?
Well, I think what I would look at is some kind of a price trigger that would enable the FDA to improve generics a little bit faster if the price is very high.
All right. That's one idea. I'm sure you have your own as well. Unfortunately, I can't ask you about them right now. Steve Peiser, Deborah Drew, Enrique Seoane, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.